I have been a long-time reader of Let's Not Meet, but hope to never have a story to post. This literally happened tonight. I'm in my mid-20s, female, married, but live alone currently due to being away at grad school in a very high-crime location. I live in a building that's supposed to be very secure. There's controlled parking, and at night time there's a guard, so I thought I was pretty safe. My landlord, though, she lives in a different state. There's a maintenance guy who I've got a weird vibe from, and lately he's become even more talkative. When I take my dog out in the morning and we see him, she goes crazy. Not in an angry way, but like, she's excited to see him. That behaviour of hers started abruptly, and she hasn't always acted like that. Last time my husband and his friend visited me, I mentioned it to them, and they both agreed they thought something was off and they wouldn't trust him. I mentioned asking him to take my dog out during the day when I'm gone, since she likes him so much and he likes her, but I didn't want to give him a key just in case they agreed. He also seems to know my schedule and will ask me why I'm around if it's at a time when I'm usually not at home, like, "What are you doing here at this hour?" He also knows which car is mine, so he can check whether I'm home or not. The last week or so, when I'm about to go to sleep, I've been getting these flashes or images of me waking up in the middle of the night with him there or on top of me. Anyways, to get to what happened tonight, I got home from the gym and showered. I started making myself a salad and I went to grab the half avocado that was in my fridge. I knew it was there because I'd made myself avocado for lunch the other day and put the other half back in the fridge in a plastic bag. I opened the fridge and grabbed the bag, but the avocado had 2 scoops taken out. The pit was gone and there was only a little bit left. Now, I know this wasn't me because I know when I opened the avocado and put half away, I wouldn't even leave just a little bit left, I would just eat it. And also because I found the pit wrapped in a paper towel in my garbage can, which I would never do. It was all twisted up in it, and I don't do that with avocado pits. I always eat them the same way, and this isn't the way. Today I was gone from about 6 AM to 3 PM, which is my normal schedule from a Tuesday, so it's easily possible that he entered during that time. Anyway, I called my landlord and asked her who had the keys to my apartment. She said that the main office has a key of every condo unit. I said to her, so that means the male maintenance workers have access to my apartment, and she said no, only the office ladies can go in the office. Well, I take my dog out in the morning before the office lady arrives, and the maintenance worker is already there in the office, so I know that's not true, and I told her. She said she would call the office tomorrow and ask. My landlord said that she would get locks changed tomorrow, and tonight I'm at a classmate's house. However, I'm still scared because I'll have to see him every day, and he could have left a camera or something in my apartment. I think he's been coming in, and that's why my dog gets so excited to see him, because he comes in and sees her during the day. I am really scared and worried. I'm in a strange place away from my family and friends and barely know anyone. If anyone has any advice, I would love to hear it, and if I left anything out of the formatting is weird, just please forgive me. I'm typing this on my phone as I'm laying here wide awake.
Working as a paramedic, I was dispatched to what was sent out to be a simple assault call in a bad neighbourhood. This was roundabouts 10 PM. We arrived at the address to find a man standing behind a row of parallel parked cars in front of the house, yelling in a strange, high-pitched voice. The police were trying to calm him down. Our first assumption walking up to him was that he was the guy who was injured, but once we got the stretcher around the parked cars, we saw what was really going on. A dead man was leaned up against a Mini Cooper, slouched in the gutter. I'll never forget coming around the car to find him. There was this really unsettling moment that lasted about 2 seconds, where I thought he was alive staring at me, then realised he was looking right through me, and finally that he was dead. He was shirtless and had been stabbed multiple times. These were brutal wounds. Most stabbings I'd seen up until that point seemed like simple penetrations compared to this. This guy's chest and abdomen had been torn to shreds. It was nasty. The guy standing on the curb was yelling in a weird, wobbly voice, crying, asking if his roommate was going to be okay. We started CPR, scooped him up, and took him to the hospital, knowing that there was really no chance for this guy. After the doctor pronounced him, a couple of cops came over from the scene to square away business involving the victim. One of them really dropped the bomb on us. The story that they had heard before our arrival was that the victim had left the house to have a smoke, and when his roommate came out to check on him, he found him stabbed to death outside. But after we left the hospital, someone noticed a strange trail of blood leading from the house to the curb, implying that he had been stabbed inside. When the police confronted the roommate about this, he managed to run inside and barricade himself into the house. There was actually a SWAT team over, dealing with the situation as we spoke. So anyway, the person who had most likely brutally murdered our patient that night had been standing there, right behind me for most of the call, and that is pretty creepy.